Hi, we're back with The Sims 4. I'm gonna do another random build. Um, Random build iteration from Simsation. I'll link it below. But we've got to build a tiny 64 tile house in Sulani with the lot trait private dwelling for 4 Sims with a budget of 67k and a knitting room. So I made this family. They're all mermaids. I didn't realize I have them in the same pants. Oh, hold on. I gotta change that. They need to be at least slightly different. There. That's better. But we are going to bulldoze the tangled flat here. And I kind of want to build a loft, so I'm going to try to do that. But we'll see how it goes. I honestly did this build quite a while ago, so I'm remembering everything just like you are, or figuring everything out just like y'all are. But it took me forever to figure out both the layout and how to get the thing to actually work. I fought with these walls for a long time because I wanted the walls to be there, but I didn't need them to be actual useful walls. And I thought the idea of having a giant skylight was kind of cool. It looks in on the entire lower level. And honestly, this is probably the easiest time I ever had setting up a skylight. They generally don't do well. Here comes the dog. Hi, dog. You're like, hi, Dad. I just woke up. It's 6 in the morning. Why are you still awake? The roof on the other part of the building, on the other hand, was not. Ugh, you're such a baby. You're such a baby. Oh, your scratches? Is that what you want? You want scratches? I get your scratches. You're stinky, though. Yeah, I fiddled with this roof for quite a while. I'm not good with roofing. Always have an issue with it. No, go lay down. Ouch. Stinky. Does that mean you're getting in my lap? Miss Lady. Miss Lady. I really like. I was trying to use a lot of the Sulani, island living pack items in this build since I was building there. I really like this fence swatch. I like the bright blues. Color I've used a lot. I also fought with this for a while, trying to get it to not count the fenced-in area as a room because that kept putting me over the whiskey. No, go lay down. And it doesn't. Yeah, it kept putting me over the tile, which was really. I know. Uh, and then I wanted the upper floor. I did try for a while. I took the roof off, and I wanted it to be like a flat roof, so they could hang out up there and like use it as a space. But I also was having issues with that because it started counting that as a room as well. I fought with this layout for way too long. Not even the layout, just like the actual build itself. But get rid of all the walls and the floors. I did think I ended up deciding just to skip out on the gates because then it wouldn't count as a room. But then I started working on the wallpaper and the actual design of the house finally, instead of just fighting with walls. I wanted to go for like a blue and orange vibe at first, and then I switched up the colors a bit to get more of the rainbow appeal that the challenge was asking for. I really hate building with ladders, because if you put it on a wall, or where there's a fence, it will just delete the fence. And then it looks like your Sims are gonna walk off the edge of the building. So, honestly, I probably would too, but we don't need it to look like that. So, moving on, I wanted to go on to the actual build. I picked out the doors and then decided to change the color scheme again from for the fencing, or the columns, actually. And then I went back to working on the roof because I have ADHD and cannot work on one thing at a time. And every time I redrew those rooms, it broke my floor count. So is the lesson upside. The roof being usable space is definitely cheating because those are actual tiles that we are trying to game the game into not counting. It's not cheating because the game lets it happen, but it's not the most honest way of going about it. But yeah, this entire room was just a problem, and I probably wouldn't do a build like this in the future because of how long it took me. I want to say I probably spent at least an hour just on the top room alone. And this build is sped up 5 times, I believe. So if it was like at least 2-3 hours to film this, or because we did it on stream, and I was not happy. I kind of forgot I was streaming and was just silent for most of the time because I was so annoyed with the build. I decided to test out the other fences and then realized I hated them. Uh, then I think I was finally ready to work on the layout. I knew I wanted the upstairs to be a bedroom for the parents. And I was going to try to wall off or put a wall next to the ladder so we could divvy up the space that way. And build around it. Because with such build such a small building, I felt like I did need to cut up the space instead of leaving it all open. Because there were children in the family. If it was just adults, we probably could have gotten away with leaving the downstairs open except for the bathroom. But as it was, I wanted there to be a kid's bedroom and the adult bedroom. I really like the swatches on these beds. It's really cute. But like I said, I was trying to use a lot of the island living furniture that I don't usually use. It has a lot of interesting patterns, and I do like that. But in terms of how often I use it, most of the time it's just it doesn't pop up very high in the search for things, and other things usually stand out because it's not the cheapest, it's not the most expensive. These cabinets are very annoying. I wanted to line them up so there was like open shelf in the middle. And I feel like that's how they should be able to be used. And they're supposed to be modular shelves, so I figured they would snap together. And none of that was working. Eventually, I just gave up and went back to working in the regular game. Or on the rest of the build. The shelves were just going to float and be set. I also wanted to put a bunch of clutter in here. Because we had such a high budget, I felt like we could afford useless clutter. But also... the design scheme of this, if I was ever to actually live in the house, I would probably at least recolor most of the stuff to get it all to match. Because as it is right now, there's too many clashing patterns and stuff. What are these windows? I don't like them. They're the ones with the tilted out awnings, at least, are kind of annoying. The shuttered ones aren't bad. This giant one literally reminds me of a stable. But again, it's at least usable, I guess. It doesn't look too weird. It's just, you're very into the outdoors, aren't you? But yeah, I think I ended up deciding I just couldn't use it because was not the vibe. I do like the lava print flooring that we use in the bathroom. The wood floor, I feel like I use this island living wood floor a bit often. I like the texture of it. I don't really like the wallpapers. I know they're made to look like weathered and beat up and stuff, but I did settle on the red one though, so I changed the color scheme of the kitchen just again to pop in more rainbow. And to get it to match more, or not, I guess clash more maybe is the better term, because it doesn't match is the thing. And then I realized I had no fridge and nowhere to put said fridge, so I cut off the end counter. I really liked that end counter, but I took it out because I didn't. Small house, nowhere to put the fridge. After testing every door in the game, I found some basic. I literally just went with the basic doors. Basic green doors as well because it has to be weirdly rainbow. Setting up the living room was kind of hard, or the living and dining room was a little hard because I wanted to make sure I have space for everyone to sit and eat and use it as like a desk space if they need to. I do like this table, and I do like orange and blue. I feel like are good colors to go together. So I really like the table there. I fiddled with this for a while because I realized I still needed the knitting nook, and I got the idea to make it as a platform. So it's just this little 3-tile platform inside the kids' room, but I feel like it separates the space off a little bit, and technically you could call it its own room if you want to stretch the truth a bit. But with that being the way it was, I ended up moving some stuff around, and I used the small rug to make a fake big rug. A lot of the a bunch of the clutter from Island Living is actually giant stuff for outside, and it throws me off. Also, giant spoon and fork. I couldn't not use them. They were adorable. And then I realized I still had base game lights. So, again, went just going through Island Living, trying to find things that I felt matched. And I didn't use, and that I would also spend a bunch of my money. I still had to go through the outside. I was still at 45,000 simoleons here, and the inside was mostly furnished. I was giving up. We were going for clutter. But yeah, I really like the knitting cat corner. I filled it up with more yarn than you would ever need. I'd probably end up, if I was playing this, I'd probably end up buying another yarn basket though, just so those two can stay for decoration. Because they do fill up the space pretty well. But yeah, I just like to imagine like grandma or someone used to come over and she would just sit and knit in the corner of the kids' room. And she doesn't come over anymore because, I don't know, she doesn't exist. But the space is still there, and one of the kids is gonna pick up knitting. The toilets and stuff in this, they're like a weird modern vibe or design, which kind of clashes with how outdoorsy everything else seems. That throws me off. I whiskey. Hey, I've been a good girl all week. I got bit the other day, and I was so good at the vet. But that's why I'm wearing a sweater, because I won't stop licking. And it wasn't my fault. I was being a good girl. He's like, I'm the goodest girl. Yes, you're the goodest girl to ever girl. Huh. Like, I will lick. I am dog. I must lick. But she's my good girl. She's also probably very done with my bullshit. It is literally 6 a.m. I haven't gone to bed yet. She might want to go outside, which is what we're going to do after I finish this recording. It's 6 a.m. on Sunday. This video needs to be live in 6 hours, so I figured I should probably record this now. So I've been meaning to record this since Wednesday. But I am very bad with time management, and I forget to do things quite often. But on the upstairs, I wanted to make it into a very usable patio space, which is what I put the planters and stuff up there. I wanted to bring a bunch of skill building stuff in here. I actually did playtest this build for once. I've been trying to get in the habit of playtesting my builds more often to make sure everything is usable, especially in the tiny areas. I ended up moving the house over to the side a bit so I could fit a pool in, because I figured it would also be a good way to make money. One of the Sims is a chef, so they got some of those career rewards. I figured I could put those in. They don't count towards the budget. I thought the idea of having a clear floor was really cool. But it was messing with the rug really bad, and I wanted to use the rug. My options would have been, or the options were, have broken rug or have clear floor, or have broken rug and clear floor, or no rug, and I chose the rug because I thought the rug was cute. I tried quite a few times to get it to work, but I just ended up not liking it. Then we went for the pool. I don't build pools very often, so the little bit of a learning curve. But I wanted the space filled up, and let's be real, a lot more houses in beach towns have pools than you would expect. Like, you live next to the ocean. Why do you have a pool? Just go to the ocean. But I wanted to play with a bunch of different things that I hadn't used before, and also I figured the decals and stuff at the bottom of the pool would be a good way to put money into them. And I did try to set it to look more older, and like it had a more of a stone bottom. At least that started out with the goal. That's why I was using the cracked stones and stuff. But the end result, as always, a little wonky. Ow, whiskey. And then I realized these were rainbow, and I could literally get rid of the pizza, because although the pizza's cute, the challenge was rainbow. So I must do the rainbow. Hello. You are very needy. You're never this needy when I'm recording. Are you trying to climb into the chair? Boo Bear, don't fit. She's like, I am Puppy. I always fit. And I want love. Love and attention and cuddles. I just put a bar out here. Her whisker just went up my nose. Oh, that was terrible. I put a bar out because they're usually a good thing to put money into. With the chef career, mixology is a good skill. And also, I figured it fit the vibe. Like a little cantina area. Someone have host pool parties, make your own cocktails. I thought it was cute, and then I used the lava stone again. Just I like it. The lava stone is cool. It doesn't have a lot of uses, I feel. Sometimes, just because the stone, it's such an odd stone. And then I pulled out all the plants, and literally all of the plants, and tried to work from there on the landscaping. I put a lot of the little low-lying grass in to fill the space. I put a big patch of it behind the house for no reason other than I didn't feel like landscaping, and it spent the money. Lick, lick, lick. I ended up getting rid of a lot of the original plant, or a lot of the plants we pulled out, and narrowing it down to a lot of grass and a couple of the flowers and trees. Because as much as I want to spend the money and have the rainbow chaotic house, I also want it to not look too terrible. Huh. Hold on, I'm trying to see how much money that's still at. That's still at 30,000 simoleons. We did not come close to meeting, or like, filling out the budget of this challenge, which is not an issue I usually have. Usually I am scraping by with like 100 simoleons left at the end of the build. But we still had a little bit of furniture I could use. I put some sand out there around the fire pit. Or a little bit for realism, because a lot of times you will have sand or gravel around the fire pit. Lick. And just to give the landscape a little variety. I'm not very good with terrain paint, so I just usually do the bare minimum. Rocks are also a good way to spend money. But yeah, so this is what the build ended up looking like at the end. We didn't come anywhere near budget, so the house is on the gallery. If you do want it and you want to continue the challenge, you should still have about 20,000 simoleons to play with. Oh, whiskey. But if you have any build ideas you want me to try or renovations to do, let me know in the comments down below. If there's any games you want to see, ow, you bony elbows. As always, let me know. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing. And I will see y'all in the next one. You want to say bye? You've been talking all day. You want to say bye? Well, say bye. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.